Respond to a situation for the PTE CORE exam is a difficult question, and it's not a question that we see in the IELTS exam. So if you find questions like this difficult, keep listening.
Coworker asks for advice on improving their time management at work. Give some helpful suggestions.
If you actually want to practice respond to a situation, keep listening to the end of the video. I have 3 different types of questions that we are going to practice exactly for this, and I will give you a speaking template. Yes, you can use speaking templates. The most important thing I want you to understand for this question in the PTE CORE exam is that you are being assessed on responding to the question, but more importantly, you're being assessed and marked on your fluency and pronunciation, which means you don't have to stress out so much about what you are saying, but you should focus more on how you are saying it, your fluency, your pronunciation. Let's take a look at the score guide from the PTE website from Pearson. So you can see that pronunciation and fluency is where you can get that 5 points each. For pronunciation, we want to have a native-like sound. So vowels, consonants are produced in the correct manner, and we use assimilation and deletion as appropriate for our continuous speech. Stress is also placed in the correct way. So native-sounding speech. For fluency, we want to have a nice, smooth speech. No hesitations. Hesitations means that we are pausing at the beginning of a sentence because we are looking for new words. Same with false starts. False starts are when we start, stop, start, stop, start our sentence. For example, you might say, in my opinion, that's a false start. So we can get 10 marks right there. We could get a 5 out of 5 for both sections just for having good sounding speech, and we haven't even been marked yet on what you said. And today I'll give you a template on how to address this. So we're working on fluency, not content. But let's take a look. Are we appropriate? Did we match the content of the cue card? You could get 3 marks for that, which is good. We want 3 marks, but it's less than pronunciation and fluency. So our language is appropriate to the situation, and we clearly and politely address the situation in formal or informal ways. That's pretty reassuring to know. Now, just to give you a heads up, questions are about 60 words in length, and you have 20 seconds to prepare, but then 40 seconds to speak. And you are allowed to take notes, so that's a bonus. However, these notes are going to be very brief. So when we're thinking about 40 seconds, you have room for, let's say, 4 sentences maximum. So we're not speaking very much. In those 4 sentences, we need to have some type of greeting, like a human response. Hello, thank you, or thanks for your question, that was very nice. That's 1 sentence. Then we need to actually address the situation, probably 2 sentences, where we give them our feedback, we recommend something, we share our information. And then finally, we have our goodbye sentence. So already you have 1 sentence for a hello, 1 sentence for a goodbye. That is part of your fluency. You can pretty much memorize those 2 sentences. And today I will share some sentences that we can use for the different topics. Now, after assessing the PTE CORE exam speaking part from our students and from exams online, we've really narrowed down the types of questions that they will give you, so you know what to expect. Almost all respond to a situation questions will come through this: apologizing to a topic, giving instructions or some type of direction, like guiding a person, or offering a recommendation. So we are going to give you some templates on how to address these 3 areas. Okay, so follow along with me. You can screenshot the sentences or write them down, and then we're going to practice with 9 different examples. So the first thing we have to do is some type of greeting. This is like a human response because we are responding to a situation as a human. Now, here are 3 different examples. Number 1 is the topic of apologizing. Let's do this in red so you can see it. Remember, apologizing is one of the big areas of our topics. We can say something like, "Thank you for bringing this to my attention." If you need to give instructions, that's another common cue card. You would say, "Thank you for your question. I would like to offer my assistance." And finally, if you have to give some type of recommendation, you might say, "Oh, yeah, I would be pleased to provide my recommendation." The big goal with our greetings is that we are still a human. We're still saying, "Yeah, thanks for your question," or "Thanks for bringing this to my attention. I would be happy to help." Depending if you are apologizing, giving instructions, or giving recommendations. Now let's take a look at the next. Now we get into the biggest part of our 40 seconds, which is to address the situation. Now, if you are addressing the situation, you simply have to do the one or two things that the prompt tells you. If you have to apologize to someone, you can start with, "First of all, moreover." So 2 sentences, 1, 2. "First of all, I would like to apologize for blah, 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 blah. Moreover, I hope that you can accept my apology." So, like, just apologizing and then extending more. If you have to give instructions, like giving directions to someone or instructing them how to open a file, which is a very common topic, you can say, "To begin, please." The next step is to. So to begin, or firstly, to begin, you must. The next step is to. You can see that we're using steps, step 1, step 2, step 3, because they are instructions. Finally, if you have to give a recommendation to someone, recommend a laptop, recommend a website, recommend a restaurant, very popular, you can say, "In my opinion, you should. Additionally." So, in my opinion, you should blah, 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 blah. Additionally, you should blah, blah, blah. All right, so we have our greeting, address the situation. Finally, we need to say goodbye in only 40 seconds. If you are apologizing, you can say, "I appreciate your understanding and will keep you updated." If you are giving instructions, you can say, "Let me know if additional clarification is needed." And finally, if you are giving a recommendation, you can say, "Feel free to contact me with any follow-up questions." So, screenshot these sentences. Let's go ahead. We are going to start practicing them together. Listen to the prompt, 20 seconds to think, 40 seconds to speak, and then I'll share a model answer with you. So let's check it out.
You forgot to attend an important team meeting. Call your manager and apologize. Explain why you missed it and offer a solution.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention. First of all, I want to sincerely apologize for missing today's important team meeting. It completely slipped my mind because I got caught up with another urgent project. Moreover, I fully understand how important it is for everyone to stay updated and aligned. So, to make up for it, I have already reviewed the meeting notes and will follow up with the team to ensure I am fully up to speed. I appreciate your understandings and will keep you updated with my progress.
You were late to meet a friend at a restaurant. Apologize and explain the reason for your delay. Suggest how you will make it up to them.
Thank you for understanding my situation. First of all, I am really sorry for being late. I should have planned better because I didn't expect the heavy traffic. Also, I understand that your time is valuable, and I truly appreciate you waiting for me. I'll make sure to leave earlier next time, or at least call if I'm running late. I appreciate your understanding and will keep you updated if there's ever a delay again. So let's enjoy our meal. And today, my treat.
You broke a neighbor's garden decoration by accident. Knock on their door, apologize sincerely, and suggest a way to replace or repair it.
Well, thank you for bringing this to my attention so kindly. First of all, I do want to apologize for accidentally breaking your garden decoration. I completely understand how upsetting it must be, especially if I had some sentimental value. Furthermore, I would like to replace it or cover the cost of repairs as soon as possible. I've already checked some local shops and found a few similar options. I appreciate your understandings and will keep you updated once I've arranged everything. Again, I'm truly sorry for the inconvenience.
A new employee asks you how to send a document to the office printer. Explain the basic steps clearly and simply.
Thank you for your question. I would like to offer my assistance. So, to begin, please open the document you want to print and click on File in the top menu. The next step is to select Print from the drop down menu. After that, make sure that the office printer is selected as your destination printer. Adjust any settings, like number of copies or color, if needed. Finally, click the Print button to send your document. If the printer asks for a code, enter your employee number. So let me know if you need additional clarification. I'm happy to assist you further.
Your friend is building a chair and wants to know where to start. Give step-by-step instructions.
Thank you for your question. I would like to offer some help. So, to begin, please unpack the chair parts carefully and lay them on the floor so you can check if anything is missing. The next step is to take the seat base and attach the legs using the screws and Allen wrench included in the package. Once the legs are securely attached, you can connect the backrest to the seat by aligning it with the pre-drilled holes. Make sure all the screws are tightly tightened properly to ensure stability. Let me know if you need any additional clarification. I can guide you through the rest.
A visitor asks you for directions from the conference room to the building's main front desk. Give easy to follow directions.
Thank you for your question. I would like to offer my assistance. Firstly, once you exit the conference room, walk straight down the hallway towards the elevators. Next, turn left at the elevators and continue walking until you see a large set of glass doors. Go through those glass doors, and you will find the main lobby area. The front desk is just past the seating area on the right-hand side. If you have any troubles, there are signs along the way to guide you. Let me know if you need additional clarification. I can also walk with you if you prefer.
A family member wants to choose a restaurant for a birthday dinner. Recommend how they should decide.
I'm happy to provide my recommendation. In my opinion, you should first consider the type of food that the birthday person enjoys the most. Additionally, think about the atmosphere. Whether you want something casual, lively, or more elegant for a special celebration. It's a good idea to check online reviews and look at the restaurant's menu beforehand to make sure it fits everyone's preferences. Also, don't forget to make a reservation early if the restaurant is popular. Feel free to contact me with any follow-up questions. I can also suggest a few local places if you like.
A classmate asks for advice on preparing for an important job interview. Suggest how they should get ready.
Sure, I can share my recommendations. In my opinion, you should start by researching the company thoroughly so that you can speak confidently about their work. Additionally, practice answering common interview questions and prepare a few thorough questions to ask the interviewer. It is also important to plan your outfit in advance to make sure that you arrive at least like 10 to 15 minutes early. Doing a mock interview with a friend can really boost your confidence. So if you'd like, I can help you with a practice session. Feel free to contact me with any follow-up questions. Best of luck!
A coworker asks for advice on improving their time management at work. Give some helpful suggestions.
I would gladly provide my recommendation. In my opinion, you should start by creating a daily to-do list and setting clear priorities for each task. Additionally, using a calendar to schedule your meetings and deadlines can help you to stay organized. It's also important to set aside blocks of time to focus work without interruptions. Taking short breaks between tasks can actually make you more productive throughout the day. If you're interested, I could also recommend a few apps that make time management easier. Feel free to contact me with any questions if you need more tips. The most important thing to remember here is that you're being tested mostly on your fluency and pronunciation. Addressing the question is only 3 marks compared to 5 for the other 2. So make sure that you speak confidently and fluently. Try not to hesitate too much and just make sure your pronunciation is clear. But using these templates that we provided today, you'll have an easier time to address the question. We have our greetings, the actual question bit, and then our goodbye. So that's only 40 seconds. Now, if you found any of the information here helpful, please help us and give us a like and subscribe so that we can keep making PTE Core exam content every week. I'm Scott from HZad Education. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.